Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K exclusive Best Buy Steelbook of David Ayer's film, The Tax Collector. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, The Tax Collector is here on 4K Blu-ray. It is right now an exclusive to Best Buy. Is the only way you can pick up this 4K edition. Now, as far as the film itself goes, this was actually a blind buy. Now, I'm a fan of the director, David Ayer, from his movies like Fury, The Suicide Squad, and I really wanted to check this out. And of course, Shia LaBeouf and Bobby Soto star in it, and I do enjoy their work as well. So this one had a lot of going for it, in my opinion. Now, looking at the reviews after I watched the movie, I really don't understand the hate for it. I really don't. It's a gritty kind of family crime drama. And, well, is it perfect? No. But I definitely don't think it gets deserves the low rating that it actually gets online. But there's a lot of action moments. There's some good character development. And I think the actors are really good in this. I really had a good time. It's a dark film. It has some dark moments. But I think nothing was outlandish in that area. I think it was just kind of, I don't know why it's getting the negativity behind it. But okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment. But first, let's do a quick unboxing of the Steelbook. Okay, we have the Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook of The Tax Collector. The only way to get the 4K edition is through the Steelbook from Best Buy. So, all right, it's a pretty nice cover. It's got a nice little bit of a shine to it. And then we have the back and the spine. Interior, we have some nice artwork on the discs themselves. It's always appreciated. There we go. So, all right, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. The Tax Collector has a 1:8:5 aspect ratio. It is an upscale 4K for the picture, and it does not support HDR or Dolby Vision. So there, you just get the straight 4K resolution here. Now, what information I could find, I do believe this film was shot digitally. So it definitely has a bit of a clean look to it. It doesn't have that classic film grain to it applied, but there is a little bit of inherent digital noise that can be seen throughout the movie, but you really have to be looking for it, and I feel overall it's a very clean picture. Now, for the 4K resolution, since we don't have added benefit of HDR, I think it's a very nice looking picture. I feel colors are the strongest aspect here. They're well represented. The nighttime club scenes, what they're showing off, like purples, reds, greens, they really come to life. And also other things like clothing, the general scenery of Los Angeles, they all come to life, and I think they're well done here on the 4K disc. Bump up in detail is apparent over the Blu-ray when comparing resolutions, but it's not a huge leaps and bounds kind of difference. Up close shots in particular look well done, but for the most part, it's kind of an average upgrade in that area. Now, black levels are where I feel the real concern of the transfer lie. Because we don't have the added benefit of HDR, they can be a bit elevated. There's a lot of nighttime scenes, dark interiors. I would say about 90% of them, they are elevated, and they look a little bit milky in those particular instances. There's, I think, one or two scenes near the end where it really kind of feels like it's darker. And overall, I would have liked them a little bit more inky black in those appropriate areas. But for what we get here, it is what it is. Without HDR, you can only do so much. Overall, the picture quality of the 4K edition of The Tax Collector is okay. It's not stellar. The Tax Collector on 4K supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix, and I have to say, for the type of movie that it is, it felt pretty weak overall. Now, there's a lot going on. I would say more so in the back half of the film than the first half. It's very dialogue heavy. There's moments of musical cues that really kind of fire up the bass. But for the most part, I felt the overall action scenes were a bit anemic. They definitely felt a little weak in that area and were just kind of overall a little underwhelming. With center channel, dialogue comes through pretty clean and clear. No real issues to speak of. I felt they were a little low in a few scenes. Maybe a little bit of a mastering error in that area, but I think for the most part, you can understand what people are saying, not a problem. The front channels, they handle a lot of the action, and they do so okay. once again, they're a bit weak when those action moments do kick in. The rear speakers, there wasn't a whole lot of ambience. There's a little bit sprinkled throughout the beginning of the film and the climax, but for the most part, I really didn't detect a whole lot going on. Even when the action scenes do kick in, I think that it's very minimal use, but what we do get, it's kind of, very sporadic. The LFE, I feel, is probably the strongest aspect of this DTS 5.1. It kicks in some of those musical choices. Somebody has music playing in the background. You could feel the thump, and you definitely get a bit of a reverberation. But when the action scenes kicked in, they weren't overly aggressive. They didn't really have a lot of punch to them. It's kind of just a little bit standard fare. But, it is what it is. The 5.1 DTS on the Tax Collector is not going to win any awards, but it is there, and it feels okay in some instances. For the picture quality of the Tax Collector on 4K, I'm going to give this one a B. It's an overall okay upscale. It's not anything that's going to win any awards or blow out your eyeballs. I feel colors are well represented, detail next, but black levels unfortunately are the weakest aspect of this release. For the audio, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a B-. I think it could have been so much more. We've heard plenty of 5.1 audio mixes that have really rocked the house. And this one, for the most part, it's just kind of standard fare. It doesn't really light up your home theater, and that's a bit of a shame. So, do I think you should be investing in the 4K edition of the Tax Collector over the standard Blu-ray? I would say, honestly, that's really up to you, but preferably, without the benefit of HDR, it isn't an essential upgrade, so just take that for what it's worth. So that is my review of the Tax Collector on 4K. Let me know in the comment section below if you checked out the movie and which version of it did you pick up. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.